So guys, I'm doing a quick video here and we're talking about, men, you want to look at a woman's character, not her body. And unfortunately, there's a lot of men, Christian men out there, especially, that you're being caught up in the same way that you were being caught up before you became a Christian. And there's some of you're under pressure to get married with somebody because you got them pregnant. Now, this may be something that people would say, oh, you shouldn't be saying that. But my brother, you should not just marry a person just because you got them pregnant. First of all, you should have never done that in the first place, right? We make that mistake in life. But as believers, we should not. Not that the child is a mistake, but we should not be doing the same thing that we were doing out in the world. Right? Because the world is like, there's no particular order. Oh, we can live together first and then we can have a baby and then we get married. But some of you're under pressure. You're under pressure because the person, the woman is in the church, or you are the child of you're not a child, but your parents are leaders in the church, and then they tell them, oh, you got to get married to save face. No, you don't. What you have to do is deal with the situation and deal with it correctly. Not telling the woman she has to have an abortion or anything like that, but a part of, you see, what people do is they sin and then they want to cover it up by, oh, let's get married and cover it up. No. You sinned, you did something wrong in having sex before marriage according to God's laws and God's ways. And so you have to deal with that. And so what you do, you face that. And you be still and you seek the counsel of God in how to deal with this relationship. You may be married, you may find yourself not getting married, but you may have now made a baby with what we call in Jamaica a virago. So that means now this woman is going to be hell in your life. Those type of women you see on Maury, so like, hit daddy, and you ain't never. All right. Most of the times these women are hurting, you know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is you may have to just realize once you have a baby with a woman, you are going to have to deal with just everything that goes along with her, right? But your focus should be still being respectful, regardless of if she is or not, being a good parent, and seeking God on what's next in your life, how to deal with this. Don't just jump into marriage with anybody. Don't just jump into marriage with anybody. Also, stop having sex before marriage, because that stuff's going to mess your head up, guys. You're going to make poor decisions because you're getting that good, wet, deep, dark sex. That's demonic sex when it's not with God. I'm trying to tell you, when it's not done God's way, you're going to be open up to all types of stuff, and your reason is going to be shot. So guys, listen, I want you to watch this video, but in everything, pray, seek the Lord in everything. Seek counsel from God, not people. Get still and get before the Lord so that you don't keep repeating history, making mistakes, and hurting people, hurting women. All right, guys, hope you enjoy the video. Peace out. Hey, guys, it's in my spirit to just talk to somebody. Men, you have to be a good steward of whoever it is that you're going to bring into your life. Whoever it is that you're planning on marrying, you need to look at her character. A lot of you're looking at this woman's body. Some of you already been sleeping with her, so you're thinking about that sex, how good it is. You're thinking about all the things that she has already done to you in bed, how she's already turned you out in different ways, and how adventurous it is in bed. I'm trying to tell you, if that is what's holding you, it's going to also be your snare once you become married. You must pay attention to a woman's character. When we were unsaved, we weren't thinking about character so much as how someone looked and how we feel. We normally pick relationship based on our senses. And even being someone that was not paying attention to the Lord or even thinking about God, I conducted myself as such. And when I would go out with someone, it was based on their looks and all the senses that were appeased. But now, as a child of God, there's a certain level of accountability, guys, and a way in which we have to approach these things. And I feel like there's a lot of men, what it is, your loins are leading you to the altar. Your loins are leading you to the altar, and you're ignoring everything around you. You're ignoring all the red flags. You're ignoring the fact that this woman does not care much for your family. You're ignoring the fact that this woman is maybe there's a bunch of men in her life that she has all the explanation for. You may be ignoring the fact that she's already done some things that made you question her as far as her loyalty and her faithfulness to you, but you still want to be with her because she's so beautiful. She knows how to talk you out of making the right decisions. I'm trying to tell you, if you have any children, you don't want to marry a woman that does not care for your children. Your children may not even be taken to her. And I'm not talking about, children that they just don't like the person, but across the board, there are different people that's seeing what's wrong with this person. Now, guys, I'm not talking about places where they just don't like the woman because of her race. And, you all may not be of the same race, or they don't like her because she is not wealthy. But a woman of low character, you're going to know. Right now you are drawn to her fiery behavior, but I'm here to tell you that same fiery behavior, if that stuff is not balanced out with the Lord, and she's just a woman that she'll go off on you wherever you're at, and it don't matter who's around, she will bring the house down. If she's someone you can't take her out in public without her acting up, pay attention to how she treats the waiter, how she treats the wait staff. Pay attention how she acts if her food is not cold enough, or the way not cold enough, if her food is not to her liking, if it's not warm enough, if it's not how she wants it. How is she talking to them? How is she dealing with people? How does she deal with her own people? How does she deal with her own family? What's her family like, guys? Now, guys, with that being said, I understand now sometimes someone could have a family that they're just not nice. They're not nice folks. But that individual, that woman that you're with, she could be opposite of them. But when she has a nasty attitude and you go to her house and everybody over there have the nasty attitude and they're all just like vultures and just like this nasty attitude, she's rude to you and she's rude to her mother and her father and her brothers, and all of them together are just like crabs in a barrel carrying on. My brother, you got to realize this woman is who you're getting ready to start a life with, and you're going to produce a more generation of this kind. And guys, I'm not trying to go against anyone, but you have people, they don't want to change. This is just this is the way they do it, and they slowly ease it onto you. She's going to disrespect you that one time. She's going to say something as a joke, and then she gets more bold as you allow it. She's going to get to the point where she going to say something about your mother, say something maybe about your sister or your brother, just to see what you will do. And when she sees that you're not saying anything, she's going to get more bold. And you may think, well, it doesn't matter. She's nice to me. Oh, my family, they're just tripping, or they don't really understand her. There's nothing to understand in basic respect, my brother. Don't allow that. Don't allow the beauty. Don't allow the roundness of her hips and her body and all that she's doing and how she talks and how she smells cause you to lose and to override what the Holy Spirit is showing you. Sometimes you may feel like, I may never get another woman like this, or I like this particular woman, or, everybody's trying to talk you into being with her. That could be also what it is also. But the Lord is opening up your eyes so you see. And some of you, oh, well, we already have a child together, so I have to be with her. No, not necessarily. And there's a lot of people that will tell you that, oh, you have to marry this man once you have a child with him. Ideally, that's probably how it should be. But when you see that man as a brute and a wretch, or that woman is a wretch, then what you need to just realize, you have a lifetime of taking care of your child. Be a good parent, be a good co-parent with them, but you do not have to marry her. Too often people are getting married for the wrong reason. Too often people are getting married for the wrong reasons. Oh, she's already pregnant. There's all this pressure. People will tell you, marry them and God will fix them later. No, God is not going to give you a fixer-upper. If it's the will of God and this person is for you, you leave them in that workshop. You leave them on leave them on the potter's wheel and let God do his perfect will in them. And once he's done his perfect work, and they need to take heed, because God is not going to force anybody. So if they are for you, and once he has completed his perfect work, where you see a change in their character, where you see the fruit of the Spirit exemplified in how they are, not just to you or around you, or when certain people are around, but when you see the character of Christ in them, then if the Lord has it to be so, then you'll be with that person. Too often people are willing to do a fixer-upper. These relationships where you got to come with a hard hat, steel-toe shoes, and a tool belt. Having the emotional plaster ready to slap on any cracks and gapes in the holes of your life that they're going to bring. But I'm going to keep this message towards this man, whoever you are. You know, the pressure may be that at your age, you should be married by now. Where you going to get another woman that looks like this? I'm here to tell you where she came from. There's plenty more. Too often people are like, oh, this is my last chance. And so what you realize, you go and you marry and you get into a relationship, which does turn out to be your last chance. Your last chance of happiness. Your last chance at peace of mind. Your last chance at having a sound mind. Because this person comes in and utterly destroys your life. And by the time you leave, you are singed and burned and only have one strand of hair on top of your head. And now you're not in a position to receive true love. And too often people go and they be in these relationships, and once they get toe up and run over, then they go looking for that person that was always good to them. And you got tire tracks all over your back and face spiritually from what this person has done to you. You come in a spiritual wheelchair after this person have done you wrong, and now you want somebody that's going to be your caretaker. You know, when I was on Save, my friends and I, we used to talk about how, you know, they be those guys out there, they don't want a good woman till the end. While they're youthful and handsome and everything, you have these men that's out there running around hurting this woman so bad. They have this one woman they know is good to him, and they'll run around and do all they want to do, spend their best years, their youth and everything with all types of women, making this woman sad. And then finally, you know, he has some things going on in his life. He gets sick and old. And he has some liver damage. He has cirrhosis of the liver and some terminal case. And now he wants to, you know, come wheeling up the ramp in her life. Because now he knows she loves him and she's going to take care of him for the rest of his life. And you have women that will do the same things. They will go and give you all types of hell, brother. Put you through all types of stuff. Put your life in danger. Do all these different things to you. And she knows you're a good man, and just going back and forth. And every time she gets herself hurt with all these dudes that she's running around with, she can come back to you. She think after she's get done and get pregnant by a few men and have a bunch of babies by other men, now you're going to come and raise them. And you have women that will do that. And I don't have anything against women who have children. Okay? Not at all. But you find there are certain women, my brother, that what they do, they go around and they will give respect to that man that used to knock their head off. They're going to give respect to that man that will throw a drink in her face. But you're a good man. And what she wants to do, she just wants to play somebody to take care of her kids, watch her kids for her. She's always leaving you with her children and doing all these different things. And she wants to marry you for your stability, but she has no respect for you. You may have children already, perhaps from a previous relationship, previous marriage. Your children are well behaved. Your children are respectful. Your children understands the importance of obeying authority. And now here she comes with her children. No respect, rude, mean. And you're trying to join that into your house and with your family. And sometimes you don't defend your children. Sometimes you're not protecting your children. You automatically just take her word for it. This woman may be coming in and trying to measure herself up against your daughter. She is jealous of the relationship and the love you have for your daughter and for your children. And so she's already talking to you about that and making you feel like you're doing something wrong, and even making disrespectful comments like, oh, are you sleeping with your daughter? I'm here to tell you, you need to leave this type of woman alone. This is an unclean, filthy Jezebel spirit that comes in. And because there's something in that woman that is broken, and what she's going to do is come in and cause problems. Her children, because they are not raised correctly, and they're not going to listen to you because she don't listen to you, they're going to come and eat you out of house and home. You will find there'll be moths and rust and mildew spiritually in your life because you've joined yourself with a cursed bunch. A woman who is loud and does not keep herself in her own home and uses her body and the little signs and symptoms that you are seeing right now in her, pay attention to it. Don't marry that woman. A lot of times you having this demonic sex with her. This woman doing stuff with you, putting her mouth in places that you don't even know if your washcloth been there. But she's doing this. And it's doing nothing more than to draw you in, brother, make your mind ain't right, because the spirit blinds you. The spirit of lust will blind you, and you make poor decisions. You start to turn against your kids. You start to turn against your own family. You start to doubt people that's always giving you sound counsel because of her. She will bring you down. You will lose your stability, your job, your mind, your family, your children. You'll find your children can't wait to just grow up and leave, and you're going to lose them. There's some people that come in your life. They just there to be spiritual parasites. They see that you are stable and steady. You may not have a lot of money, but maybe you're more faithful. She got someplace she could lay her head. You want a woman who is searching after God. A woman who may not be perfect, but she's seeking the Lord. She worships God. She is a praying woman. She may not be perfect, but she seeks perfection through Christ. She loves you. She respects you. She respects your family. She respects your mother. She respects your father. She respects your children, if you have children. You need to look at how she is with her own kids. Is she all dressed up and her children are dirty? Look at her car. No disrespect, guys. It's one thing to have a dirty car, but you look in a car and it's just matted and there's hot dogs and juice stains on the door. Her house is probably not clean either. That's just straight up, ladies. Nah. You're not going to be driving around a car. Your car is just juicy. The seats are juicy with just I don't know. Nah. Stewardship. It's going to show you she's not a good steward of the things God gives to her. And that's how your car going to look. It means she still has to grow. We all have ways in which we have to grow. But nonetheless, pay attention to that stuff. She's selfish. She was expecting you to pay for everything, and there's nothing wrong with her. Did she even offer to just treat you? Or is it just always an expectation? Is she happy when you just bless her with simple things, or she wants you to buy her name brand? It's got to be this. It's got to be that. Yes, the man is supposed to provide for the woman. And all of that good stuff. The word of God say that. But you should still have a woman that wants to be a help meet. Because some women take advantage of that. You're supposed to provide for me. But there's a reason we're supposed to be a help meet. We're supposed to be there side by side with that man. And while he may carry the heavier load, you must be willing to walk with him and carry your load as well. But some women, they don't want to do that. You listen to what they're talking about. You listen to what's important to them. Are their nails so long? You're trying to figure out how do they cook? If they cook. I know I may be stepping on some toes, and I'm not saying that, but some women, their nails are like ruler long. So there's a lot of things to look at, a lot of things to pay attention to. But beyond those things, her spirit, let me tell you, the things that you see in the natural is what's going on in her spirit. Pay attention to those things. Pay attention to those things. Pay attention to those things. Her good friend that's calling her up and talking to her, and she's trying to get you to stop tripping. This just my friend. Don't get yourself involved in things like that, my brother. Because the thing that's different between men and women is that men, they will use force. And she may have this type of man in her life. Some women, they'll set you up. Certain kinds of women. So you need to use discernment. When God is showing you some stuff, pay attention to it. I'm not against women who has beauty. I'm not against women who takes care of themselves and looks good. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's a character thing that I'm talking about that you're going to see. I'm not saying you look at a woman because she's beautiful and she has long nails, she's bad. But I'm here to tell you, you're going to see something in that person's character. You need to look at their character, how they act, how they handle things, how they are in traffic. What are they talking about? You're going to hear everything that they're talking about. What's interesting? How does she treat your people? Stop having sex with that woman. Get before the Lord. You need to pray and fast, my brother. Let the Lord show you the truth. Because some of you already know the truth. But what it is, you want to be able to just, have legal sex now. Well, you've been having illegal sex. Now you want to have legal sex. I want to know that I got a wife at home or whatever. But I'm here to tell you, you're not going to be getting it that much once she becomes your wife. Things change. You see, people, if she is already disrespecting you and doing some shady things now, there are all these gray areas with her and things that you're discovering. And when you discovered it, she cried and you forgave her and you stayed with her and all these things. What happens is sometimes they just need to get you to the altar. And once they get you to the altar, then they really open up. Don't marry someone based on how good the sex is and how good they look, because you're being pressed to do it. Everything, in all things, be still and go to the Lord and seek him for counsel in what needs to be done. Don't listen to everybody else around you telling, oh, you got to do this and you got to do that. You don't have to rush in the Lord. Be still and he's going to show you the truth. And if you have a child with that woman, as I said, be a good father. Be a good co-parent. Don't get with another woman and then now the woman is she's jealous of your ex and she wants to control. No, you be a good father to your children. But do not get tangled up in things, guys. A lot of people are not using wisdom. They're going off of their senses. Seek the Lord regarding this relationship and this soon-to-be marriage. Hear his voice. If he's telling you not to do it, he knows what he's talking about. Trust the Lord and obey him.